Great night for boxing, man. Great night for boxing. We definitely got our money's worth out of that card. You know, got a little free concert. Not free, but, you know, pretty much got a concert. I fell asleep on that, though, but, you know, we got a, performance from Eminem. We had a great card that was lined up. I missed some of the fights, but, I was able to catch the last three. The Jared Anderson fight, I just seen him get clipped. I seen the short video on X, and I asked him questions about his chin when he fought. I forgot that one dude with the dreads he fought about two fights ago. Charles Martin. Yeah, he hit hard, and he didn't react too well in that fight when he was getting hit. So I asked him questions about his chin. I forgot he was fighting tonight, but he got, he got TKO, man. Hopefully he bounced back. But heavyweight division, man, it's a tough division. You don't want to count people out, but if you can't take hits, man, it's going to be really hard for you to win fights, man. Because, these brothers hit hard, man. But anyway, Andy Ruiz, he just looked tired, man. He looked spent, man, after like the fourth, fifth round. He just looked like he didn't have nothing left in the tank. I felt like Big Baby Nolan, he didn't pour it on enough. That might have cost him the fight, and it ended up in a draw. Had he would have poured it on a little bit more, he might have gotten a nod. The Rayo Isaac Cruz fight, I didn't know who was gonna win that fight, but I did remember saying to you guys that the boy could fight. Venezuela, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I just call him Rayo. He can fight, man. You know what I'm saying? And he had a good game plan, and he boxed beautifully. He avoided a lot of shots. He rolled with shots. He didn't stay stationary. And he made Isaac Big Bull Cruz work. And he landed some good shots, which I know he could land because he got power too. But Isaac, he tried. He kept coming forward, but he didn't have he tried to, possum him a little bit in the later rounds, but he didn't have the game plan, the plan B to me to beat a caliber fighter like that was outboxing and, who had the height and reach. Once you couldn't bully your way inside and, control the fight from inside, he didn't have a plan B. He didn't really cut off the ring and go to his body enough in order to slow him down. But we'll see Isaac Pitbull, who's an exciting fighter, so we'll see him again, and he'll continue to get bigger fights. You win some, you lose some. I like what the Turkish guy is doing. He's putting up the money, so there's no excuse why these guys are not fighting. And that's changing the game, because now you're starting to see cards like this, and you're starting to see guys get in the ring, man. Taking away that money excuse. And the Crawford fight, some people, they think he should stay away from Canelo, and I might be one of them. I don't want to underestimate Crawford, but that fight, to go up, first of all, he's starting out at 135, and you want to fight a guy who fought at 175 that has power, that's experience, that has fought, all the great fighters of the generation, except probably Manny Pacquiao. That's a tough fight for Crawford, man. I'm not saying he can't win, but that's a different type of fight, because you gotta understand, Crawford is a patient fighter, right? So is Canelo. But Canelo also can walk you down. And, especially when he's the bigger man, he's gonna have the confidence to let his hands go. And Crawford, he can't afford to let Canelo bank rounds. and get confident. He may not have that punching power to hurt Canelo like that and slow him down. Like Canelo, and that's the only way he's gonna slow him down. He's gonna have to hit Canelo with something significant and slow him down. And we've seen Canelo keep coming forward. He's fought power punches. He's fought boxers. He's got the experience in that ring. Like, he might have a little more experience than Crawford. Then you gotta look at Crawford's age. He's 37, man. That matters, man. You trying to go up to fight a guy, 2 weight classes bigger than you, and you just fought at 147 your last fight. This fight you're at 154. This man's at 168. If this man has power, and this man, has fought at 175 and won a belt there, that's a dangerous fight for him, man. And, sometimes, all that money ain't good money. He might be, and then, so I say, he can't afford to, sit back and let Canelo, just come forward after him, because he may those punches, it's, like Jermell Charlo, you see what happened, those punches started overwhelming him. He couldn't, like he was in defensive mode the whole fight, and, the way Crawford fought tonight, if Homeboy would have put more, combinations together, which I felt he fought a good tactical fight, but he fought a cautious fight as well. Majimov didn't want to get, put to sleep either, get clipped and get put out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Crawford has that type of power, so, he had to throw a lot of feints, and Crawford was smart by, staying out of his range most of the night, even though he kept getting hit with straight right hands. He fought southpaw, so he opened that up. But at the same time, he wasn't trying to get hit with no shot by that dude, man. Like, the dude was awkward, and Crawford had to be patient in this fight. I thought that the fight was very close. I thought if Majimov wins the 11th round, I think the fight is a draw. Or if he wins the 11th or 12th round, he would have won. I think those last 2 rounds that I felt Crawford won him the fight. And I feel like that flurry at the end of round 11, when I watched the fight and I saw that little flurry by Crawford, I said, oh, he got this fight. That might have sealed the deal for him. You can't allow that to happen, in the championship rounds. And I think it was like the last 15, 20 seconds, Crawford, he stole that round. And then that set up the momentum for round 12, which allowed Crawford to come out aggressive and, pick up where he left off at. And I think that cost Majimov the fight. He fought a great tactical fight. He needed to let some combinations fly a little bit. I would say after the 3rd, 4th round, instead of, he was just landing a straight right hand, which was effective, but it was really nothing else behind it. Crawford wouldn't allow that. See, Crawford, he beat Spence because Spence was kind of one-dimensional. He was just Spence thought he was going to be able to overwhelm him, overpower him, and I felt like once that couldn't happen, he didn't have a plan B either. And I felt like Crawford was able to time Spence coming in and catch him, with shots on the coming. And Spence, underestimated Crawford's power. He knew he had power, but I don't think he thought that, Crawford would be able to catch him the way he did and hurt him. Like, I don't really think Spence was too hurt throughout the fight, more like stunned and embarrassed. And I think, he just, he stood too in front of Canelo. Where this guy even though he was in front of Canelo, he was in and out, fainting, in and out, moving his feet a lot more. And, it was hard for Crawford to really time him. And he did a good job, neutralizing Homie. The Homie did a good job of neutralizing him. But, when you fighting a guy like Canelo, who's going to come in probably 170-something, 180, after he hydrates, and you trying to fight him, like, you may not have that punching power to, counter punch him like that. And Canelo was a smart fighter, and he's a counter puncher. So it was like, you may see shades of Amir Khan, or we may see a repeat of Jermell Charlo. I don't want to count Crawford out because he's a dog. You know, I feel like he'll give it his all, but in order to do that, you're gonna open yourself up to get hit, and I don't like that fight for him. But where does he go? There's nobody in 160. There's nobody in 154. Sebastian Fundora, that's a good fight. Told y'all about him too before Tim Tszyu, even though Tim Tszyu got cut, and that kind of cost him the fight. You got to make adjustments, and you got to overcome that. He didn't do it. Sebastian Fundora, you saw what he did to Eric Saluba's face. I don't think it's a good fight for Spence either. If Spence takes that fight coming off a loss and then he taking another year and some change to fight, like, just retire, man. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, that's Fundora fight is a tough fight for Crawford because he gonna have to work in that fight. You fighting a guy with that range, and Crawford gonna have to stay on the outside and pick his moments to get on the inside. But Fundora he's a smart fighter too, man. He got knocked out, but that was more of a one-shot lucky shit because he was beating homie up in that fight, and he just got clipped. You know, we don't know if Crawford can just clip him like that. But, you know, that's probably the toughest fight he's probably going to have in that division is Fundora because of that height, and then he can fight on the inside. He can, you know, that's a tough fight, man. But yeah, it was a good night for boxing, man. It's definitely worth the $87, you know, $79.99 with tax. Came out to about $87 and some change. It was worth it, you know. And I hope, you know, people enjoyed that fight, man. And, you know, I'm glad the brother, you know, them brothers are making it home safe to their families after the fight. You know, that's the most important thing is, you know, be with your faculties, man. And, you know, shout out to the Muslim brother, you know, Israel for a good fight. Shout out to the Muslim brother, the Turkey brother that is setting up these fights, man. And hopefully he continues to do that. And, you know, it is what it is. Anyways, Many Fakes Publishing, man. I'm out, man. Peace.